So YouTube went down yesterday, and their explanation for why doesn't really make any sense. So yesterday, people's home pages weren't working, the Shorts tabs weren't working, and a lot of people were seeing this message on their home screens. Something went wrong, try again. I did a little impromptu live stream, which a lot of people were tuning into because a lot of people were looking at YouTube being down. Appreciate everybody for being there. But as you can see, when I was trying to load in the home page, it was just a black screen for me on the Brave browser, but for other browsers, it was saying something went wrong. The Shorts feed would load in terms of like the play button being there, but none of the shorts were loading in either. And this was an outage that actually happened for like about an hour or so. I've seen YouTube outages happen before, but they were actually like very short. Or if YouTube was down for a long time, it usually happens very scarcely. This is not a frequent thing. But YouTube's explanation on why it went down, this doesn't really make too much sense to me. So YouTube said, if you're having trouble accessing YouTube right now, you are not alone. Our teams are looking into this and will follow up here with updates. So they made an update to this saying, an issue with our recommendation system prevented videos from appearing across surfaces on YouTube, including the homepage, the YouTube app, music, and kids. The homepage is back, but we're still working on a full fix. More coming soon. Now, this was in line with what was happening during the live stream. The channel pages were never down to begin with, so that was always working. But whenever I would go over to the home page, it was just a black screen. But videos were still working if you were able to click them through like your subscriptions tab or whatever. Eventually, the home page did come back, but the YouTube Shorts feed still wasn't working, which to be honest, I have no problem with. But anyways, as you can see, the Shorts feed wasn't working, but the home page was. And when you would click on a video from the home page, the video itself would load in, albeit very slowly. But the recommendations tab on the right side was gone. There was no recommendations there, and a lot of the videos, like I said, were loading in pretty slowly. When I was trying to skip through the video, it looked like it was kind of buggy as well. And so the reason why YouTube's update doesn't make any sense is, how could the recommendation system not working cause there to be a global outage on YouTube in terms of the homepage, this Shorts feed? I don't know if it's just me, but that explanation doesn't make sense, and there's actually a little bit of evidence to prove that that might not be the case. Some ordinary gamers made a tweet about Down Detector, and he was actually showing that YouTube, Google, and AWS, Amazon Web Services, were getting a bunch of reports of being down at pretty much the exact same time. Obviously, YouTube and Google experiencing issues at the same time does make sense because they're a part of the same company, but AWS being down around the same time is quite a weird coincidence. Now, from what I understand, YouTube doesn't primarily use AWS. Instead, it relies on the Google's global data center network, so their own cloud services. But again, it seems like a very strange coincidence that YouTube, Google, and AWS were down at pretty much the exact same time. Now, this also makes YouTube's explanation of the recommendation system preventing videos from appearing across surfaces on YouTube. That explanation also doesn't really make sense either, because then why did Google have issues too? Google was also having some issues where people were getting logged out of their accounts. Apparently, for some people, the search wasn't working all too well. And keep in mind that this was a worldwide outage. This wasn't just affecting the United States or like certain states in the United States or something. This was across the entire world. I started asking people in the live stream chat as well, where I was like, all right, guys, so like, let's make sure this is a worldwide outage. Like, where are you guys from? And a bunch of people were telling me all these different countries around the world that they're from. And they're like, yep, YouTube is down for me too. The only way that they were able to watch this video is they were able to find it through the search. Whenever you upload any type of video on YouTube, whether it's a short, long form video, live stream, or anything like that, YouTube will actually tell you how people were able to get to that video. And as you can see over here, 46% of people's viewership on that stream was from YouTube search. Now, only 32% was from browse features, which is way lower than for me. I usually get like 70 to 80% of my viewership from browse features. If you guys don't know what browse features are, it's basically like traffic from the homepage, home screen, the subscription feed, and other browsing features. This makes total sense because even though the homepage wasn't working for most people, the subscription feed was. So if you go over here to the left over here, this tab was actually working during YouTube's entire outage, and that's, I guess, how some people were able to find the live stream. So call me tinfoil deep humor here, but I'm not really buying YouTube's explanation on why this happened. Because there were other websites that were having problems as well, it seems like this might have been something a little bit more than YouTube's recommendation system not working. And again, call me tinfoil deep humor, I get it. Go ahead and throw your tomatoes, but I actually kind of agree with this person over here. I have been noticing that ever since websites are adding more AI to their platform, and they're adding it to everything, the coding, everything about a website, I've been noticing that there have been more global outages of websites as of late, especially major websites. I remember, I think it was like some point in 2025, but there was like a huge global outage of a lot of major websites too, Twitter, all that type of stuff. And people are even saying, please don't tell me it's AWS again, because there was some situation where AWS had gone down and it resulted in a lot of websites going down. And I believe there's another one with some other type of cloud service or something like that. And again, maybe it's a false equivalence, but I feel like that started happening, and I started really noticing that as websites are adding more AI to their platforms. So in terms of exact times when the problem started and when it was actually able to get fixed, it started around 7:50 p.m. EST. So 4:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is my time. Although I feel like it happened a little bit after that. I feel like I was on YouTube at around that time, and I don't know if it was experiencing issues then, but I noticed it more around like 5:20-ish, 5:20 PST my time. But again, I'm sure that this website is correct and I'm not. But I just don't really understand and buy their excuse of the recommendation system being what caused videos to stop appearing on the homepage. I mean, I guess that would make sense if YouTube was the only website that was experiencing issues, but like Muda showed in the down detector, Google was experiencing issues as well. And yes, I know they're a part of the same company, but again, why would YouTube's recommendation system affect Google's search or Google accounts? I feel like that doesn't make any sense. And also, coincidentally, even though I know YouTube doesn't primarily use AWS, or maybe it doesn't use it at all, but how come AWS was experiencing a bunch of down detector outages at the exact same time as Google and YouTube? It kind of reminds me of when Discord was saying that they had 70,000 government IDs getting leaked. I feel like it was a lot more than that, and I feel like they were trying to just save face or something like that. Same thing with YouTube. I feel like something else happened here that they don't really want us to know about, and they're just going to use the excuse of the recommendation system. Like I said, feel free to say that I'm wrong and I'm using tinfoil theories. This is all just speculation. I don't really have any proof behind this. But again, it just seems weird that a massive website like YouTube will just have a weird issue like this, and it's apparently because they had a bug with their recommendation system. So in the future, if you guys have some sort of issue or bug with your recommendation system, we can just expect pretty much the entire website to go down. Homepage wasn't working, shorts feed wasn't working, people weren't able to watch videos properly. There was no more recommended videos when watching a video anymore. It just seems really weird to me. But you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think that YouTube is telling the truth? Do you guys think this was just an issue with YouTube's recommendation system? Or do you guys think something else happened here? Special thank you to everybody who tuned in to the live stream, even though it was by fluke. We had 2,600 peak viewers concurrent, which is insane to me. So I really appreciate everybody who stopped by. Shout out to all the people on the right. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.